Just so you're aware, if you've just come into the channel, I do signs for the collective. So you watch your zodiac sign or the sign of your person. If you want individual personal readings that are private just for you, you can buy a reading. You go to my link in my channel description and you pay £18 and I can film 20 minutes for you, and I'll send you a link to it that only you can see. Otherwise, you just watch the narrative. It's like a weekly narrative that's going on for all Aries or all Cancer or all Pisces, okay? It should resonate anyway. It doesn't every time, but... Oh dear, a bit tired, not sleeping that well at the moment, quite stressed with work. 2 weeks to go. Right, your spirit guides, universe and angels, please stand beside me and guide me for Cancer's highest good. How is Cancer feeling in the second week of July 2025 with regards to the one they're thinking about or dealing with or manifesting in? Vishal, I don't do individual questions on lives. You either pay for me to record you a personal reading, or you watch your sign or the sign of your person. Does that make sense? Or you can go to another channel and maybe they'll do it. Someone must be doing it because everyone's asking. Three cards for Cancer, first of all. The King of Pentacles. Okay, so the King of Pentacles is upright here, so money could be really, really good. You could be showing up, Cancer, as very responsible, very calm, a solid provider. You know, people may view you as that at the moment. You could be also very creative, very productive, coming up with lots of projects, lots of ideas. You could be in a high position in work. You could be responsible for older parents, younger children. Sorry, I'm tired. The Two of Pentacles reverse. Okay, so starting to struggle with managing priorities. You could feel like you've got a lot on your plate and yet you're a very responsible person. In the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot deck, this is two ships. One is like heavier and slower but larger. The other one is fast and small. You know, it's less powerful but it moves quickly. So it's like this ongoing battle, and it's like, which is going to win? Which do I prioritize? So it could be work and health, work and love and children, the home, you know. We've all got different responsibilities and priorities. So you may feel like you're starting to drop the ball a little bit. Okay, so we've got the Ace of Swords and the Eight of Cups reversed. Now, the Ace of Swords is a major truth, clarity, a major revelation, a confession. The Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups, when it's upright, is walking away from an established relationship. When it's reversed, it's like, I don't want to walk away from this. I don't want to give up. You could be getting in touch with someone that, you know, you've had a connection with and letting them know that you miss them or that you want to try again, or, you know, still going over how you feel about this, but it's major clarity, truth, confession, revelation. And it's about not wanting to leave a connection, not wanting to leave a relationship behind. They've got the Five of Wands. They're very conflicted. It could be inner conflict or it could be external conflict. People could be confusing them, sticking their nose in. But this is conflict, okay? They're battling with these wands. Heated arguments or mixed emotions about something. The Ace of Cups, being in love, okay? Could be self-love or it could be being in love. The Cup of run over, okay? Absolutely free-flowing with emotions there. An ace is a major, okay, amount of feelings. Yeah, they're really not happy. They feel out in the cold. They feel like you've dropped the ball when it comes to them, that they're out in the cold. Hi Rishi. Hi powerful. I'm not answering individual questions. I read for the signs, or you buy a personal reading by following the link in my description. Okay. Hi. Five of Pentacles is being, a pauper, being left in the cold emotionally, financially, practically. And this person's very in love, okay, but they're really like struggling emotionally because they just don't feel like you're able to give them the time, the attention that they need. I'm just looking at the cards because that Eight of Cups is just... Is it that you just really don't have time for a relationship right now? Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands can be a third party card because she's very seductive. She's a temptress. It's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius energy, heavy Sagittarius. It's being confident, solar plexus activated, a go-getter, goal-orientated, action-orientated, fiery, confident, seductive, good-looking, ambitious. I can't remember if that was upright or facing down. The Nine of Wands, the Five of Cups reversed, the Hanged Man. This person's prepared to keep battling. They're prepared to keep fighting with the wounded warrior. There's been a lot of challenges. The Five of Cups upright is grief, sadness, loss, regret. When it's reversed, it's like recovery from that. And then the Hanged Man is trying to see things from a different perspective. It's like an open-mindedness. I think you're really trying, Cancer, to bend, without breaking, to try to persuade this person to try to work with them rather than against them. So you're showing up as a King of Pentacles, earthy, practical, quiet, calm. They're showing up as fiery and emotional. And you're kind of like looking quite truthful, honest. You're getting clarity on something. They could be a fire sign because they've got the Five of Wands, the Queen of Wands. They could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. They're in love. The Seven of Pentacles, but it's reversed. Okay, so the Seven of Pentacles is a reflective energy. It's when we're realizing that we need to take stock of what's been achieved. And when it's reversed, we don't feel like we've achieved enough. You know, that we need to dig deeper, work harder, have more stability. That we've got potential, but we haven't made it yet. Mirror reflects your own issues, like attracts like. Magic within creates space for personal growth and self-discovery. Falling apart, falling into pieces. Just moving the tripod so you can see the cards on their side a bit better. You each want stability, but I feel like they want emotional stability and you want practical stability, you know? There are no real secrets in this world anymore. They could have trust issues. Communication. Compromise, forgive, work it out. This person might be tempted to step on your boundaries, you know? Because if you think about this card was potentially reversed, I just couldn't remember. And this is someone who's fiery, who's passionate, who's sexy, who's confident. But when that fire spills over, that could be a very jealous, angry person, you know? Possessive person. Doesn't like to share. Hi, Sarah. Let's get you some advice then, Cancer. Oh my God, you got communication twice, look. The frequency of communication supports our ability to exchange information in many different forms. It reminds us to run every piece of information, both incoming and outgoing, through our heart, the centre of our truth, to stay in the flow of source and balanced exchange. There needs to be communication here. There needs to be talking. There needs to be honesty. We've got people round, so if you hear laughter, it's just, we've just finished like a nice lunch. My parents and their friends, and then I've kind of peeled off to do tarot readings, but you might hear them laughing their heads off. That's a good phrase. Sizzle Moon Song. Gates of Triumph. Look at that. Success expands in your life. Very nice. That doesn't often come out. I think I can see a reconciliation happening here. Hi, Milky. Refocus and stop waiting for it. Create space for it to happen sooner. Keep going with the flow of life. Things will unfold as they're meant to. Let's get messages from them. Twin flame, mirror. You two are coming together to trigger healing in one another. So they need to stop being like jealous, possessive, untrusting. You need to stop being overly practical and worried about finances. Okay, so you're going to become more emotional. They're going to become more practical. You're bringing out the best in each other, but you'll be apart more time than you're together. And it's because you trigger healing in each other. A twin flames journey is not a comfortable one, but there's a lot of fire and a lot of passion involved. And yeah, it's for your highest good. You activated my soul to find my true purpose and destiny in life. You helped me heal in ways no one else could. Thank you for finding me again this time around. That's beautiful. That is really, really nice. You know that when you say the right words, there doesn't have to be many of them. Okay? Certain things that people have said to me, it could be one sentence, and I will never forget that one sentence. You know, you tend to revisit certain things people say to you, don't you? And sometimes that's bad and sometimes it's great. Yeah, things have been a struggle and there's a lot of healing going on here. A lot of stopping and thinking, reflecting. The most growth happens, you know, in hard times. That's really nice, that card. That's a new deck. You were specially selected by the divine to come together with this person, and they were specially selected for you. And you are triggering healing in your inner child wounds. Okay, so like with my twin flame, I'm becoming more financially independent. I'm drawing more boundaries, and they're becoming more emotional. They're putting their own, happiness first instead of worrying about what people think. Right, what else do I need to pull? There are no real secrets in this world. It's interesting, that one. Communicate, you got twice. Magic within. Create space for personal growth and self-discovery. That's really nice. You might be in a period where you're apart, because it says things will unfold exactly as they need to. Keep going with the flow. Create space for it to happen sooner. If you energetically keep focusing on someone, it may create blocks because you're supposed to evolve in this time apart. You're not supposed to just obsess over them, okay? So that's what that's about. Hi, Angela. Okay, so let's get you. You've had sacred geometry. Let's see what you're showing up as at the moment. And then we'll get you positive affirmations. Ooh, spirit animal, the vulture. Oh my goodness, you're a scavenger right now. You're someone that's going to wait for the right opportunity. Okay, when it comes along, you're going to swoop down and you're going to do the cleaning up of a dead carcass, something that's done with. It's not going to go to waste. You're going to do your essential part of things, okay, this important, vital role for the ecosystem. You're going to fulfill the requirements of that. It's very, very healing, cleansing. Sense of like renewal, because if that dead carrion, if that flesh that's rotting and diseased, if it just lay around, that wouldn't be good for the environment. Every creature plays its part, with the breaking down of that material, the digesting of that material. It fertilizes the ground when it's pooped out. So this is the job that no one else wants to do. Okay, you're literally going around healing and cleansing. Twin flames. Let's get you a positive affirmation. Imagine that twin flames, they don't get to be necessarily the wife of someone or the husband of someone. They don't necessarily get to have children with that person, but they're healing their inner child wounds. Their life is never the same again after meeting you. And stuff that's haunted them, stuff that, they've tried to, like the monkey on their back, they've tried to run away from it. You were the person that changed everything for them. Do you know what I mean? They'll take that to the grave. Like, if you don't get to have a life with them, you've done that for them. And that's even bigger, I think. Literally cleansing someone's soul, absolving them of like these awful things they've been living with for decades. I'm filled with gratitude and appreciation. Okay, so that's your positive affirmation, that thing to say out loud, that thing to do. In the morning when you wake up, at night when you go to sleep, when you're driving to work, doing whatever. I am filled with gratitude and appreciation. Alright, so that's your reading, Cancer. Take care. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, repost. I'll see you in the next one. Right, we're going to go on to Leo.